It's true. So I don't need any lectures from some punks who think they know how the world works, and everybody needs to follow them when they don't know a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Calling your own country an empire is a disgusting disgrace for all the men and women who are fighting for this country and who've died. If you're doing that, you're no better than the CRT crowd, the DEI crowd. You're no better than the 1619 crowd trashing your own country, and illegitimately. As I said, it's one thing to talk about a ruling class for a period of time, or an establishment, or a president, a commander-in-chief. I got it. I'm with you. But you don't attack your whole country.
Tee up for the 3rd annual Roswell Honda Charity Golf Tournament, Saturday and Sunday, April 26th and 27th at Spring River Golf Course in Roswell, with a double shotgun start at 7:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday. Prizes for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place, as well as longest drive closest to the pin, and a Honda Civic driver and putter with a hole-in-one, plus free breakfast and lunch each day and free beer. Don't forget about the Trans-Aero helicopter golf ball drop at 9 a.m. on Sunday. Proceeds this year to benefit the VFW of Roswell, providing support and resources to our local veterans foreign wars. Sign your team up at roswellhonda.com or find Roswell Honda Charity Golf Tournament on Facebook to learn more. The 3rd annual Roswell Honda Charity Golf Tournament, Saturday and Sunday, April 26th and 27th at the Spring River Golf Course in Roswell. Sponsored by Pepsi, Southwest Printers, Pecos Valley Broadcasting, Albertsons, Trans-Aero Medevac, ABC Distributors, and Roswell Honda. Together we play for a purpose. Together we make a difference. Welcome to Bulldog Baseball on AM 990 and 93.7 FM KSVP and online at ksvptv.com.
Oh, and that ball hit sharply to left field. Left fielder does a good job getting over, cutting that off. He'll hold that to a single there.
Baseball and softball action on KSVP AM and FM and at ksvptv.com is presented by Abo Empire, Amigo Machinery, Artesia Animal Clinic, Artesia Credit Union, Artesia Ford Sales, Artesia General Hospital, Artesia Historical Museum, Artesia Plumbing and Heating, Big O Tires of Carlsbad, Bob Reed Pest Control, Kane Electric Supply, Carlsbad Ford, City of Artesia Police Department, Central Valley Electric Cooperative, Haynes Incorporated, Devon Energy, Eddy County DWI, Edge Safety, Eastern New Mexico University Portales and ENMU Roswell, Faith Baptist Church, Fenn's Country Market, Forest Tire of Artesia and Carlsbad, Guy Chevrolet, H&R Block of Artesia, Hermosa Church of Christ, Hawker & Sons, Incredible Printing, J&J Home Care, J.S. Ward, KC Light Tower, KFC, La Fonda, Lois Oliver Real Estate, Los Agaves Restaurant, Mac Energy, Maupin and Brown Dentistry, Nels Floral, Pecos Valley Equipment, Pressure Services, Smile Expressions, Spur Energy Production, Tate Branch of Artesia, Turpinning & Sons, Trustmark Roofing, Western Bank, and Wilbanks LLC. Now, on to the action.
La Fonda Restaurant in Artesia has always been known for its great atmosphere and even better food. Well, now you can come in and enjoy a delicious meal with a glass of beer or wine. Come see our full beverage menu today. Don't forget about our lunch buffet with lots of sweets, and we cater too. Come see us now for all upcoming parties and events. The Perkins family invites your family to come in and enjoy a meal with us. La Fonda Restaurant, proud supporter of the Artesia Bulldogs.
The Eastern New Mexico University System is proud to present One Eastern Day, sponsored by J.P. Stone Community Bank, Thursday, May 1st, 4 to 9 p.m. on the campus of ENMU Roswell. Come join ENMU for a family fun night featuring food trucks, inflatables, space painting, info booths, and live music by Roswell's own Grupo Maldad from 7 to 9 p.m. Bring the whole family out on May 1st to ENMU Roswell and join us for One Eastern Day. Visit roswell.enmu.edu for more information. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success. That's what we're about.
The Artesia Police Department wants to remind you to lock up your vehicles, take your keys with you, and never leave valuables in your vehicle. If you're looking for a rewarding career in law enforcement, the Artesia Police Department is looking for you. The department is currently hiring certified and uncertified officers. Take advantage of a great retirement plan, paid leave, and medical benefits. Apply in person, online, or call 575-746-5000 for more information. The Artesia Police Department is an equal opportunity employer. And please always remember, don't drink and drive.
Inc. Credible in Artesia is open for business. ready to give you the hometown quality and customer service you know and love. Georgia and her team specialize in in-house design for quality custom business cards at a competitive price. From scanning to desktop publishing, if you need it, they can do it. On Main Street across from the Derek Floor statue in downtown Artesia. For all your printing needs, think Incredible.
With a deep heritage in oil and gas, Abo Empire is focused on safe and effective energy development in New Mexico. We will continue to make strategic investments in this industry to promote the economic and environmental well-being of our company, our partners, and our communities. We are continuing the Yates tradition. From John Yates Jr., Cynthia Yates Price, and their families, we are your partners in the community and proud supporters of Artesia Bulldog and Lady Bulldog sports.
There are things you can do to improve the value of your current home if you plan to sell, and a few things you probably shouldn't do. The folks at Lois Oliver Real Estate are experts in real estate in Artesia and can help you with some great advice. If you want to talk to a local expert about buying or selling a home in Artesia, visit with any of the agents at Lois Oliver Real Estate. We know Artesia, and we're ready to help you buy or sell or find local experts who can answer your questions. Lois Oliver Real Estate. We love it here. Find us at 210 South Roselawn or online at loisoliverrealestate.com.
Do you know what the...
Hi, my name is Chance with Trustmark Roofing and Windows, and here's what you should expect during your window inspection. Upon my arrival, you'll receive a 15-minute courtesy call letting you know I'm on the way. Once I'm in your home, I'm going to be checking for moisture indication, functionality, and any kind of energy efficiency improvements to the inside and outside of your home. After my inspection, I'll give you my professional opinion, and then you can decide whether you want a no-obligation quote. Myself or the office will contact you to set up a date when I can show you my products and options to best suit your needs. So when choosing windows, choose Trustmark Roofing and Windows. Our goal is to give you a 5-star service and get you what you deserve, and that's the best.
Bulldogs have won some state championships. The Portales Rams have won a couple. And for many years, these were two very, very evenly matched and competitive programs. To be honest with you, the Bulldogs on paper would clearly be the favored team here today. The Portales Rams going into the season had a young man by the name of Carson Pfaffenberger, a lanky left-handed junior who was expected to be the ace of the pitching staff. Unfortunately, Carson blew out his knee in basketball. He is done for the season, and so the Rams going without their ace, not quite as effective coming out of the gate as they would hope. But they've got a very capable coach, a guy by the name of Nick Schiffner. If you follow Eastern New Mexico University baseball, you'll remember that name because Nick was a standout baseball player for the Greyhounds, helped to get the Greyhounds to the Lone Star Conference postseason a couple of years ago. But I have to send a big shout-out to the coach of the Artesia Bulldogs. One of their coaches is a guy by the name of Jackson Bickle. Jackson was one of my advisees here at Eastern New Mexico University. He took every course that he possibly could for me. I supervised him when he did his student teaching, and so I know him extremely well. I've also got a personal connection to Artesia baseball. Back in the day, the best pitcher that we've ever had at Eastern New Mexico University, without question, a guy by the name of Gabe De Hoyos. And for those of you down there listening to Artesia baseball, you might remember the name. He was a dominant pitcher in the mid-'90s, graduated from high school in 1998, and came to Eastern New Mexico University, where he was legendarily good, and then went into pro baseball and got as high as AAA baseball. That is the best that we've ever had from an Eastern player in the history of Eastern New Mexico baseball. And Gabe was one of my students back in the day, along with a guy who had played for the Bulldogs, a guy named Cole Golden. So I have known many individuals from Artesia that have come to Eastern, have the privilege of working with a few, and all of us who are associated with Eastern New Mexico University, which I am. I don't know if I mentioned, but I am normally broadcasting college sports. I am the privileged to be the voice of Eastern New Mexico University, and so had an opportunity to broadcast a lot of Gabe's baseball games back in the day. All right, we are going to, at some point in time, have the Star-Spangled Banner. I'm not sure if we're going to go with the starters first. That appears to be what we are going to do. So, for the Artesia Bulldogs, they're coming out to the line here. And we may be doing Star-Spangled Banner first here. It's been a long time since I've been out to Ram Field. Speaking of Gabe De Hoyos in 1998, he faced a young man for the Portales Rams by the name of Cam Elder. That would be my older son, and so he used to be out here an awful lot back in the day. So it looks like we will probably do the Star-Spangled Banner. So what I will do at this point in time is I will send it back to the radio station. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on KSBP and KSBPTV.com.
Hi, this is Danny Kirkendall with Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia. We're celebrating 100 years in business here on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia, and we invite you to come see us for your new Chevy, GMC, or a just perfect pre-owned vehicle. Our GM certified team is ready to assist you, so give us a call at 575-746-3551 or visit us online at guychevy.com.
Guy Chevrolet celebrating 100 years at the corner of 1st and Main in downtown Artesia.
Devon Energy is now hiring in the Permian Basin. As one of the country's largest independent producers of oil and natural gas, we have exciting opportunities for people with a variety of skills and experience. We're looking for people in the Artesia community who work with integrity, dedication, and innovation. Seize this opportunity for competitive pay and comprehensive benefits. Start your career with Devon Energy today. Apply at careers.devonenergy.com. Devon Energy. Commitment runs deep. Go Bulldogs.
Hawker & Sons of Artesia, a company specializing in excavation and construction, is proud to support and provide construction services to the people and businesses of Eddy County and the surrounding area. With their expert knowledge of the industry, Hawker & Sons is well equipped to offer top-level service and professionalism to all oil field businesses, commercial and private parties with excavation and construction needs. Call Hawker & Sons today at 575-365-3175 or visit their website at hawkerandsons.com. Go Bulldogs!
Dean's Inc. of Artesia provides a superior choice for all your electrification, communication, and supply needs with a vision to be the premier industrial electrical service provider in New Mexico and West Texas, providing unparalleled quality in supplies and service with highly skilled and conscious personnel. We pledge to our customers to exhibit the utmost in integrity and reputation while providing superior quality in all we do. Dean's Inc., located at 409 Commerce Road or online at deansinc.com.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. My name is Doc Elder. I am broadcasting live from Ram Field in Portales. We are just about ready for the start of the baseball game. I mentioned that I had a son who was in the same class as Gabe DeHoyo's class of 1998. And sitting right next to me, the public address announcer, another member of the class of 1988, the outstanding director of bands at Portales High School, young lady by the name of Kelly, who actually used to work for Rudy Moon Broadcasting back in the day. We are no longer Rudy Moon Broadcasting. We're now Global One Media, but same stations, same location. All right, so we are ready for the start of the ball game, and for the Artesia Bulldogs, they're going to send up a young man by the name of Frank Galindo. He is going to be facing, as soon as I get my Portales squad here, it looks like this is going to be number 5, Morgan Novak, that is on the mound for the Portales Rams. Rams a little bit short-handed. I believe I counted 13 guys in uniform for Portales today. But it only takes 9 to field the team, and if your 9 is pretty good, then you're going to be successful. The Rams are going to huddle up and get ready for the opening pitch. And Galindo steps up to the plate. He's a right-handed batter. The Rams wearing their home white uniforms with red lettering, red caps. Artesia wearing white pants, black jerseys, and orange piping. So Novak into the windup, and Galindo is going to lay down a bunt. Pitcher's going to hop on it. That is going to be a tough play, and they are not going to get him. Perfectly executed bunt for a base hit. Just deaden the ball right in front of the plate. The thick grass here at Portales Ram Field deadened the ball. And this is going to bring up Jeff Fuentes. He is the shortstop for the Bulldogs, right-handed batter. That's with a pretty even stance. Novak pitching from the stretch. The runner is going to go, and there is going to be no throw down to second base, so stolen base for Galindo. So runner in scoring position right off the bat for the Bulldogs.
Now up number 12, Jack Byers.
And there is a pitch, and that is going to be outside. And the count, I think, is 2-0. I could be wrong. I didn't see whether the first pitch was ruled a strike or not, as Fuentes scored round a bunt. Quick glance back at second base, and there is a slider that's going to be in there for a strike. And we will wait to see what the umpire says the count is. Because this is a high school game, there are 2 umpires as opposed to the 3 that you get for a college contest and 4 for the majors. There's a swing and a miss at a breaking pitch. So obviously the count is 2-2, or he would be on his way back to the dugout. Novak looking in for the sign, glances back at second, and they are going to call time. It is a windy day here in Portales, New Mexico. The wind blowing straight in from right field. Easily 30 miles an hour right now. Novak to the plate. That ball is going to be fouled straight back. It would have been about 5 feet lower. Kelly and I could have had a play on a ball. But she had her hands full with the microphone. I had my hands full with score sheets here. So I'm not sure we would have been able to defend ourselves. Count remains the same, 2-2. Top of the first inning, no score if you're just joining us. Runner on second base with nobody out. There's a slider that's going to be fouled out of play. In the parlance of the game of baseball, Fuentes turned on the pitch. And so the count remains the same again. Novak, a lanky young man for the Portales Rams. Glances back at second. Big lead at second base, and there is a slider that's going to be outside, and the count is run full. They're playing Fuentes to pull, and that's smart because that's the way the wind's blowing. Also because he's the second batter. Holds his bat right at shoulder level. Slight crouch. They're going to bluff the throw back to second base. Now, in college baseball, that would be a balk. In college baseball, the rule is now you cannot bluff a throw to second base. You have to follow it through. There's a ball that's going to be hammered, and that is going to drift foul. That would have been a 2-run home run if it had been fair. And from an Artesia standpoint, bummer if you're rooting for the Rams, which I doubt any of you are listening to the radio. Rams breathing a sigh of relief here in Portales. Fuentes waiting for the 3-2 pitch. It is a slider that's going to be just inside. Clearly a ball. Good discipline on the part of Fuentes. That's going to bring up Jack Byers. Byers is the pitcher today. That's something you don't usually see in college baseball. You don't see pitchers that bat. In high school, you do. So, runners at first and second. Nobody out. Novak is going to bluff the runner back to second base again. Inning started out with Frank Galindo laying down a perfect bunt for a base hit, and then Fuentes drew a walk. Both the runner, they throw down to third base on a delayed steal, and the runner is safe. What happened was the runner on second didn't break. The runner on first did, and the Rams could have gotten Artesia into a rundown, but Fuentes, recognizing the situation, said, well, I better run to second base, and Galindo says, I'll go to third, and they both got there successfully. So Byers, 1 ball, 1 strike. Rubs a little dirt out of his eyes. Byers, a lanky right-handed batter. Holds the bat right at shoulder level. There's a pitch, and that's going to be low, and Byers 1 pitch away from getting on base the easy way. There are a couple of ways to get on base. There's difficult ways. Most difficult way is to get hit by pitch. That'll leave a mark. Base on balls, pretty easy. Novak to the plate and taken all the way was Mr. Byers. Novak from the stretch. Runners get their leads from second and third. There's a ball. That's a base hit in the left field. That is going to score 2 runs. Yep. Byers just jumped on a fastball, lined it into left field. And so it is quick 2-0 lead for the Bulldogs here on the top of the first inning.
Next up, number 9, Dalen Pacheco.
That is going to bring up Dalen Pacheco. Pacheco, the first baseman for the Bulldogs tonight, looks down at third base for the sign. The Artesia Bulldogs doing signs the old-fashioned way. Throw over at first base. In college baseball, you usually give signs numerically. Kids have wristbands. You say a number, the kid looks at the wristband and knows, and then they know whether it's a hit and run or a bunt or a straight steal. Runners going to second base. The throw is on the money, but a little bit late, and that is a stolen base for Byers. So runner in scoring position. They are playing Pacheco to pull, and they're playing him deep. Big lead at second base. And they're going to throw, and that is going to go into the outfield. That's probably going to score a run. They are going to wave the runner. There's the throw to the plate, and it is going to drift offline. The first baseman thought that he would cut the throw off because it was going wide and then flip the ball to the plate, but the ball tipped off his glove, and that meant that the runner was going to score. So you'd give an E1 on that play, allowing the runner to advance. So now the bases are empty. It's 3-0 in favor of Artesia here in the top of the first inning. Still nobody out. And Pacheco waiting for the offer. There's the changeup, and that's going to catch the inside corner of the plate. Novak goes to the no-pump windup. Throws a changeup that's outside. Count goes to 2-1. Yep, it was really a pretty nice morning in Portales. As late as about 11 o'clock, it was just a great day, and we thought maybe we'd dodged a bullet, but nope. Swing and a miss at an off-speed pitch, and the count goes to 2 apiece. And then all of a sudden the wind started to pick up, and we have a windy day here. And there is a called strike 3. So that is the first out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Brant Usherwood.
Next at bat for the Bulldogs, Brant Usherwood.
Usherwood is a right-handed batter. He's the catcher today for the Bulldogs. Holds the bat right at shoulder level. And a sweeping breaking pitch is going to be outside for ball 1. As has been the case all day long, the Ram outfielders playing the Artesia Bulldog batter to pull. Novak pitching from the stretch, and that ball is going to be hit the opposite way. That is drifting out of play, and the count evens up at 1 apiece. 3-0 here, top of the first inning. Artesia with 2 hits and a walk. All 3 of the batters have scored. The reach base. There's a ball that's going to be hit center field. Center fielder looking, and that is gone. Wow. I thought routine fly ball for a minute. No, so much. And that's not helped at all by the wind today. That was just all generated by bat speed. So Usherwood, it's the big fly, as the expression goes in baseball. And it is now 4-0 in favor of the Bulldogs.
Next at bat, number 16, Jet Whitmire.
That is going to bring up Jet Whitmire. Whitmire is the right fielder today for the Bulldogs. Novak going from the windup now. Break and pitch, that's going to be a little bit inside. Whitmire, right-handed battle. Bats with an open stance. His front foot slightly farther away from home plate than his back foot. There's a pitch on the corner for called strike. And the count evens up at 1 apiece. Novak into the windup. There is a fastball that's going to be right at knee level for a strike. Whitmire waiting for the offering. Novak into the windup. There's a breaking pitch that's going to be a little bit outside. And the count's going to even up at 2 apiece. 4-0 in favor of the Bulldogs, top of the first inning. 1 out here. Wind continues to blow steadily in from right field. There's a ground ball down the third base line. That's a fair ball. That's probably going to be extra bases. Digging for second base and getting in with the stand-up double is Whitmire. The third baseman for the Rams made a dive to try and keep that ball in the infield, but it was past him before he could get a glove.
Next up for the Bulldogs, number 1, Diego Morales.
That is going to bring up Diego Morales. He is the third baseman for the Bulldogs today. Right-handed batter. Bats with an open stance, his left foot appreciably farther away from home plate than his back foot. There's a fastball that's going to miss upstairs. Morales back into the box. He holds his bat pretty much up by his ear, and he's going to go the opposite way, and that's going to be out of play. And the count's going to even up at 1 apiece. Novak is going to go from the windup with a runner on second base, and then he's going to turn on that. I think that's a balk. Yep, exactly. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you that was going to be a balk, and that was a balk because he lined up like he was going to go from the windup. Then, oh yeah, there's got second base, and then turned around to face second base. You can't do that. But you can do that. It's just going to be a balk. There's a fastball that's going to be on the outside corner. And the count goes to 1-2. Runner in scoring position, 1 out. The Rams are conceding a run here. They're playing back at shortstop and second base, so a ground ball will score a run. And there's a pop-up. Catcher looking. He doesn't think that he's got to play. He does not. As that ball ricocheted off our press box and came down into a group of Artesia Bulldog fans. So the count remains the same, 1-2. Novak from the stretch. Right-hander comes to the plate, and that's going to be a called strike 3. So both of the outs in the inning have been called third strikes. 2 outs now. That's going to bring up Charlie Campbell.
Number 8, Charlie Campbell.
Charlie Campbell is the left fielder for the Bulldogs. Novak. There's a line drive out into the center field. I think that's going to drop. It is going to drop. That'll score the run easily. So Campbell, a 2-out base hit, gets the RBI. It is now 5-0 in favor of Artesia. And that is going to bring up their number 9 hitter, Beauregard.
Next up, number 3, Caden Beauregard.
Caden Beauregard is their second baseman today. The Bulldogs have officially batted around here. Runner goes. There's a long fly ball. If that's fair, that is a home run. And here again, if you're rooting for the Bulldogs, you're kind of bummed because the wind does push that foul. From a Portela standpoint, you're kind of glad that the score is now at 7-0 because it would have been, if that ball had been fair. And that says something about how good Artesia is, that their number 9 hitter was capable of hitting a ball that far. Novak is going to step off and look at first base, figuring that this guy's probably going to steal. There's little number. That's going to be a tough play. The shortstop is going to, unfortunately, lose track of the ball. It was going to be a tough play for the Rams shortstop anyway, as that ball just got past the pitcher. So the shortstop for the Rams was going to have to come running in.
That's number 17, Frank Galindo.
And Adam Duran was not able to make the play. So Artesia sends Galindo to the plate for the second time today. He started off this inning with a bunt for a base hit, and that ball is going to, let's see, they called a dead ball. I think they're going to say that it actually hit the nub of his bat, and so that was actually a foul ball. Yeah, Galindo started off the inning by laying down a perfect bunt for a base hit. And he's coming up for the second time. He's going to hit one down the third base line, and that is going to be foul. So Novak way ahead in the count. With a runner in scoring position, Novak would love to get his third strikeout of the inning. Galindo would obviously like to get his second hit of the inning. Umpire indicating that the count is 0-2. And there's the pitch, and that is going to get away from the catcher. So the runners move up 90 feet, and now there are 2 guys in scoring position. Artesia already up by a score of 5-0. So I correct myself. Jackson Bickle is not just a coach. He is the head coach of the Bulldogs, my former advisee. There's a pop-up, and that's going to be a tough play. That is going to drop, and that's a fair ball, but the Portales Rams are going to get the second runner at the plate. So you give Galindo a single. You give him 1 RBI. And so the score is now 6-0. Let's send it back for a 60-second commercial. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
KCLT is the leader in surface rental equipment and customer service throughout the Permian Basin. With yards in Artesia and Monahans, Texas, you can count on KCLT to work 24/7, 7 days a week. Their professional mechanics are always out in the field and are DORT certified. KCLT is there to make sure your site is ready when you are ready and can certify your man lift and forklift operators on site or in our yards. Save KCLT in your contacts, 575-308-8647. Surface rental equipment all in one place. KCLT, helping you keep America running. Proud supporter of the Artesia Bulldogs.
This is the time of year we can get all 4 seasons in just one day. Hi, this is Ben Manette from Roswell Seed Company. 1 minute you're sweating in the sun, and the next minute you've got slush in your shoes. But that's winter in Roswell, and after 127 years, we're starting to get used to it. It's too early to plant very much, but you can fertilize pecan trees, spray for dandelions, order your bees, and pick up a new seed catalog. So come see us at Roswell Seed. Like Jim Gill would say, enjoy the warm days, but don't go far from the fire.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. My name is Doc Hilder. I am broadcasting live from the Portales Ram baseball field. The Artesia Bulldogs take a 6-0 lead into the bottom of the first inning. That was a weird play that ended the top of the first inning. Runners at second and third. And Galindo hit a pop fly, and it fell right in front of the third baseman and just died in the grass. So it's a base hit. The runner on third scored, the runner on second base tried to score all the way from second base, but the third baseman made the throw to the plate. So give Galindo a single and then record the out. 5-2. For the Bulldogs, there was a fastball. It's going to be a strike to Tommy Salgado. Salgado, a sophomore for Portales. There's the pitch, and that's going to be a fastball outside. Young man on the mound for Artesia Byers has got pretty good pop on his fastball. He pitches from the stretch even with nobody on base. There's a fastball that's going to miss upstairs, and Salgado ahead in the count 2-1. Left-handed batter.
Number 8, Tommy Salgado.
First left-handed batter we've seen today. And there's a fastball that's going to be at the knees. Salgado steps out of the box. A couple practice swings. Very even stance, maybe a little bit of a closed stance. His front foot may be a little bit closer to home plate than his back foot. And there's a fastball, and that is going to be a called strike 3. Right on the corner. And so for the Rams,
Number 17, Elijah Tejas.
that is going to bring up Elijah Tejas. His dad was one of my former students at Eastern New Mexico University. I feel old all of a sudden. There's a breaking pitch, and that is going to be a base hit. So the Rams have their first base runner of the day. Tejas waiting no time to swing at a pitch.
Next up, number 6, Angel Gutierrez.
That's going to bring up Angel Gutierrez. Angel Gutierrez, another one of the sophomores on the squad. Didn't even get a chance to tell you that Tejas is a senior. Byers pitching from the stretch. There's a fastball that's right at knee level for a strike. Gutierrez also a left-handed batter. So 2 of the first 3 guys up to the bat for the Portales Rams are left-handed hitting. And he swings right through a fastball. Playing him to hit the opposite way and not playing him very deep at all. And there's a foul tip, and that is going to be strike 3. If you foul tip a ball and it goes into the catcher's mitt, that is like you swung and you missed. So 2 outs now. That's going to bring up Alex Luscombe. Quick glance over at first base. There's a breaking pitch swung on. There's a throw down to first base, and they just about picked off Tejas. That was a very good idea by the catcher from Artesia to try and throw behind the runner. But Tejas reached for the base with his hand and got the hand on the base before the tag. And there's a pitch outside. Evens up the count at 2 apiece, so 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Portales trailing by a score of 6-0 here at the bottom of the first inning. Byers. Fastball high. Okay, on the full count, Tejas is going to be off with the pitch. So you remind your infielders the play's to 1, as the expression goes. Probably not going to force out Tejas at second. And there's a foul ball that is going to drift out of play. So the inning started out with Salgado striking out. Tejas singled to the left side. Gutierrez struck out, and now Luscombe full count. And we have some sort of stoppage at play. Did the left fielder lose his cap? Yes, he did. You got to be fashionably attired to play the game of baseball, so he had to go pick up his cap. All right, 3-2 pitch, breaking pitch, and that is going to be ball 4, and Luscombe draws the 2-out walk.
Next up, number 23, Adam Duran.
That is going to bring up Adam Duran. He is the shortstop for the Rams. So it's interesting. They've gone sophomore, senior, sophomore, senior, sophomore. Byers to the plate. Fastball swung on and missed for strike one. Duran, right-handed batter. Fastball swung on and missed. So let's see if Byers goes right after him or if he tries to make Duran chase a pitch out of the zone. The world looks a lot better as a pitcher when you're ahead in the count 0-2. And he went right after him, called third strike. So, no runs, one hit, no errors, two men left on after one complete. It is 6-0 in favor of Artesia. Let's send it back for 60. You're listening to Artesia Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Hey, Artesia Bulldog fans, are you ready to unleash the spirit of victory this season? Tate Branch Auto Group is proud to stand alongside the Bulldogs as they charge onto the field, court, and track. Just like our commitment to delivering top-notch vehicles and service, your dedication and passion for the Bulldogs inspire us every day. Visit Tate Branch Auto Group today, either in person or online, because when it comes to supporting the Bulldogs, we're all in. Tate Branch Auto Group, revving up the Bulldog pride. Go Bulldogs!
When the power goes out, Central Valley Electric Cooperative linemen respond, no matter the time of day or night or weather conditions. They always show up to get the lights back on. The next time you flip a switch, take a moment to remember those who make it possible, the linemen who ensure we have reliable electricity. CVE would like to thank all linemen for their courage and commitment to powering our communities, not just on Lineman Appreciation Day, but every day.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. My name is Doc Elder. I'm broadcasting live from the Portales Ram baseball field, where the Artesia Bulldogs enjoy a 6-0 lead heading into the top of the second inning. They're going to send up their 2-3-4 hitters, Fuentes, Byers, and Pacheco. Novak on for a second inning of work, and he completes his warm-up pitches. And now we are ready to go. Fuentes drew a walk his first time. For those of you that know about the scoring in the game of baseball, that's not an official trip to the plate, so he is officially 0 for 0. Into the windup. There's a pitch that's going to be hit on the left field, and that is going to be past the left fielder. That's going to be at least 2. That may well be 3. Nope, they're going to stop. Nope, he's going to go for 3. There's going to be a play at third base, and the throw gets by the third baseman. The third base coach was saying, okay, 2 is good, but Fuentes said 3 is even better. And so he gets a triple to lead things off.
Next in the lineup, number 12, Jack Byers.
That's going to bring up Byers, the pitcher. He singled his first time, so he's 1 for 1. He can help his own cause, as the expression goes, if he gets a base hit here. Oh, there was a breaking pitch, and Byers just underneath it. Here again, the Rams are conceding a run. They're playing back at shortstop and second base. Normally in a situation like this, you bring the infielders up to the edge of the grass. But Nick Schiffner playing the long game, figuring that he'd rather get a sure out. And there's a ball that is going to be nubbed off the bat. And it's going to roll foul. Byers was checking his swing, but the ball hit the bat, so he's behind the count. What Novak wants here is what we call a non-productive out, one that does not give any sort of advantage to Artesia. And that is going to be a line drive that's going to be down the third base line, but foul. Obviously, what Byers wants is that if he is retired, he wants it to be an out that will score the run. Novak going from the stretch. There's a fastball that's going to sail high. Count goes to 1-2. Yep, the Artesia Bulldogs used to be in the same district as Portales. Then when New Mexico went to 6 classes, Artesia was in Class 5A and Portales was in Class 4A. But now we're back to 5 classes, and once again, Portales and Artesia in the same district. Novak, break and pitched, and that's going to be just low. To a shorter batter, that's a strike. But as tall as Byers is, no, that's a good call. So the count is full on Byers. There's a break and pitch that's going to be hammered into the dugout of the Portales Rams. So the count remains full here. Top of the second inning, 6-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have a runner on third base with nobody out. Novak. He's set. There's a break and pitch, and that's going to be hammered down the third base line. And foul. So we will just simply repeat the process again. Novak looking in for the sign. Break and pitch, and that is going to be fouled out of play. So Byers hanging tough, just like the title of an album by the New Kids on the Block. Got a laugh from Kelly next to me. Yeah, you know your music, Doc. So it's still a full count. Novak. Break and pitch. That's going to be deep enough to score 1 run. Nope, that's going to be deep enough to score 2 runs. 2-run home run for Byers. And that was one of those, it was just a question, was it fair? If it was fair, it was gone. It was fair, it was gone. So Fuentes hits a triple, and then Byers does him one better by hitting a home run. And that is going to bring up their cleanup hitter, Pacheco.
Next plate number 9, Dalen Pacheco.
Dalen Pacheco struck out looking his first time, so he's 0 for 1 on the day. Novak going back to the windup with nobody on base. That ball is going to be hit in the air. That's going to be a tough play. Everybody running, and the shortstop is going to make the catch in fair territory. So Pacheco retired for the first out. That is going to bring up Usherwood. Usherwood, the catcher, hit a home run his first time. So he is officially 1 for 1 on the day here in the top of the second inning. There's a break and pitch swung on and miss. Usherwood was trying to hit his second home run of the day. Steps out of the box. Now he's back in. Into the windup. Break and pitch, and that's a base hit. And that is, they're probably just going to hold Usherwood at first base. They are. So Usherwood, a 1-out single. And that's going to bring up Whitmire.
Plate number 16, Jet Whitmire.
Jet Whitmire. Their right fielder. Or your right fielder. I keep forgetting I'm broadcasting for Artesia. 30 years living in Portales. It's old habits kind of die hard. And as I pointed out in the pregame, my older son played baseball for Portales. So there's a ball that's going to be nubbed foul at the plate. So Usherwood behind in the count 0-2. Umpire goes out and has a little talk, and he tells Novak, you got pretty close to a balk on that one, young man. Make sure you come to a discernible stop. So Whitmire back in. Novak, one of the seniors on the squad for Portales. Looking in for the sign. There's a break and pitch. That's going to be a base hit. They throw the ball away, and Usherwood thought about going. That, I don't know. That, I think that's probably an infield hit. The shortstop, Duran, had to range far to his right, kind of dive for it, and then try to get to his feet and make the throw. And he did not get him. So I am officially going to give him a base hit. I don't know. I'm not the official scorer, but that's my interpretation. There's a foul ball that's going to buzz right by our press box here. So 2-on, 1 out, top of the second inning. Artesia up by a score of 8-0. There's a fastball that's going to be on the corner, and Novak ahead in the count. Let's see if Novak goes right after him. He does, and there's a line drive base hit. They're probably going to send the runner. They are going to, nope, they're going to hold him up. So much I know. So back-to-back singles, load up the bases for Campbell.
Next up, number 8, Charlie Campbell.
Charlie Campbell singled his first time. He is 1 for 1 on the day. So bases loaded, 1 out. Novak from the stretch. To the plate. That's going to be a fly ball. That's going to be deep enough to score the runner. Yep, and so the runner is going to score standing up. So you give Campbell a sacrifice fly, give him an RBI, and you make the score 9-0. And you bring up the number 9 hitter, Beauregard.
Next up, number 3, Beauregard.
Beauregard reached on an error his first time. Runners are going to go. There's a little looper. That's going to drop in and score a run. It's going to get the runner over to third base. They're going to throw to third, and then they're going to throw down to second base, and then they throw the ball away. And now they're going to go to third base, and so Beauregard singled, and that scores a couple of runs.
Next, number 17, Frank Galindo.
So that's going to bring up the top of the order for the Bulldogs. So that is going to be a single and an error, which allowed Beauregard to advance to third base. Galindo on the day is 2 for 2. And he's going to chop one off the fence right by the Ram dugout. So it's 11-0. It looks like Portales and Artesia are playing football, and Artesia went for a 2-point conversion and got a field goal. Galindo holds the bat up at his right ear level and lines one right up the middle. That is going to be a single for Galindo, and they have batted around again. And I keep saying they. You. You have batted around. You are now up by a score of 12-0. So that's going to bring up Fuentes. Fuentes reached base safely by walking and reached base safely by hitting a triple to lead off the top of the second. Throw over to first base and the runner back in safely. 12-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. Bulldogs. Novak. He's set. Break and pitch. That's going to be hit in the air, and I think that's going to drift out of play. He eased. And the wind continuing to blow here in Portales, New Mexico. It's supposed to blow at a rapid rate right up until about 9 o'clock. Novak from the stretch. Right-hander comes to plate. There's a ball that's going to be popped up. There should be a play for the Rams. And a great effort on the part of Luscombe, but Luscombe right up against the mesh netting in foul territory on the left side, could not make the play. If it's a calm day in Portales, New Mexico, that's a pretty routine pop-up. The wind made it an adventure. So the count is 0-2 on Fuentes. Shortstop for the Bulldogs. Novak looking in for the sign. Break and pitch, and that's going to be fouled out of play. Left side of the Ram defense gives it a look, but no chance to make the play. Nothing in favor of the Bulldogs. Top of 2. Novak from the stretch. Break and pitch, and that is going to be a called strike 3. And so the Bulldogs are retired, but they do put another 6 spot on the board, and with the score 12-0. Let's send it back for 60. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Edge Safety and Services, LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for roustabout crew and a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screening. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 2801 North Freeman in Artesia. Edge Safety and Services is an equal opportunity employer.
Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, home-owned and operated for over 50 years, and here for all your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has the expertise to install residential, commercial, and industrial air conditioning units, including the conversion of evaporative coolers to refrigerated air systems. Cut cooling costs with high-efficiency Carrier units from Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, your authorized Carrier dealer. Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, a proud sponsor of the Artesia Bulldogs and our community for over 50 years.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. My name is Doc Elder. I am broadcasting live from Portales Ram Baseball Field, where the Artesia Bulldogs take a 12-0 lead into the bottom of the second inning. And the string of left-handed batters continues for the Portales Rams. We have seen 6 guys come up to bat for the Rams, and 3 of them bat from the left side. This young man by the name of Caden Parrish. Byers on for his second inning of work. Starts out with a fastball swung on and missed. And the pattern continues again for Portales. They went sophomore, senior, sophomore, senior, sophomore. Now it's senior. There's a fastball that's going to be just inside. There are juniors on the roster. We just have not seen one come up to plate yet. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Kelly pointing out that we talked about Carson Pfaffenberger being the ace of the Ram pitching staff, who is out with an ACL. He is a junior. There's a fastball, and that's called strike 3. So for Byers, that is his 4th strikeout. And that's going to bring up the pitcher. Okay, here's where the streak ends, because we've got back-to-back seniors. Byers to the plate. There's a swing and a miss by Novak. Waiting in the wings for the Rams, Truett Price. And he is a sophomore. There's the fastball, and that's going to be in there for a strike, and Novak behind in the count 0-2. Byers to the plate, fastball, that's going to miss upstairs. Wind continuing blow in from right field here in the bottom of the second inning. The Rams trailing the Bulldogs 12-0. Rams with one hit on the day. There's a breaking pitch, and that's going to be a called strike 3. That was a beautiful breaking pitch by Byers. It started out looking like it was going to hit Novak. Novak flinched out of the way of it and then watched in his dismay as the ball broke over the plate. So that is going to bring up Truett Price. And Price is going to swing through a fastball. Price wearing a good baseball number 7. And, of course, the number worn by the great Mickey Mantle. There's a fastball that's going to miss outside. If you don't know who Mickey Mantle is, better Google him. Yes, Truett might not even know, but he wears a good number. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Byers one pitch away from striking out the side. Byers looking in for the sign. There's the fastball. That's going to miss high. Okay, let's see if he brings a slider to Price just like he did Novak. I used to be a pitcher many years ago, and that's what I would do in this situation. Nope, goes to the fastball, and he's going to miss low. Byers was already heading on back to the dugout. He thought that was strike 3, and umpire begged to differ. Byers is set. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and he did streak out the side. So with the score 12-0 in favor of Artesia, let's send it back for 60. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
At First Church Artesia, we proclaim Christ as King over all. Located at 4th and Grand, we're a family exalting His reign in every corner of life, work, home, and community. Join us Sundays at 10:45 a.m. for reverent, family-integrated worship and Bible preaching that transforms. From Artesia streets to your soul, it's all of Christ for all of life. Visit artesiareform.com or find us on Facebook. First Church Artesia, His kingdom rules.
It's a great time to buy a Kubota. From America's #1 selling compact tractor to zero-turn mowers and versatile RTVs. Get your perfect match delivered to your door. Now through June 30th. Get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, or up to $3,000 off an L3302 compact Kubota tractor. Now through 6/30/2025. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information. Visit Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see us online at amigo-machinery.com.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. My name is Doc Elder, broadcasting live from the Portales Ram baseball field, where the Bulldogs take a 12-0 lead into the top of the third inning. Just saw a young lady who walked by below us with a baby in her arms, and it took me a second, and I recognized that's Jasmine Gannon. She led the Texaco Lady Wolverines to state championships her senior year in both volleyball and basketball. Played 4 years of volleyball for Eastern New Mexico University, and now she is married to Nick Schiffner, the baseball coach for the Portales Rams. So, little did you know, as we are ready for the top of the third inning.
Jet Byers.
Young man who has been pretty good so far, Jet Byers. Byers has been good offensively. He is 2 for 2. His latest trip to the plate resulted in a home run. And he's going to look at a changeup that's in there for a strike. Byers has also been pretty good on the mound. He has struck out 6 Rams. There's a changeup, and that's in there for a strike. So Byers behind in the count. Morgan Novak out for a 3rd inning of work. He gave up 6 runs in the first, gave up 6 runs in the second. Into the windup. There's the pitch that's going to drift outside. That was a smart pitch by Novak, trying to get Byers with an 0-2 count to chase a pitch out of the zone. Byers hits one. That's going to be a tough play down the first baseline, and that is going to drop just foul. That was the Bermuda Triangle right between the first baseman, the second baseman, and the right fielder. All of them had a chance at the ball, but it dropped in between them. Rams might have gotten a little lucky there. That ball may have actually been fair. And there was a little looper out into center field. That's going to be a tough play. Second baseman cannot get it. So the second baseman was trying to make an over-the-shoulder catch. The right fielder was running, but the wind just kept pushing that away from him. So Byers is perfect 3 for 3 on the day. Singled, homered, and singled, and now Pacheco, I think he's the only guy for Artesia that does not have a base hit yet. And a little check swing down the third baseline, and that is going to be a throw to first base. That's not going to be in time, and that is going to go out of play. So on the dead ball, that's going to get the runners over to. So that was a check swing by Pacheco. Third baseman Alex Luscombe came charging in, and he felt, I might have a chance to pick this up while it's still fair and throw to first base and get him. I'm going to give Pacheco a base hit on that. It would have been a bang-bang play. But you have to give Luscombe the error on the throw to allow the runners to advance. That's going to bring Usherwood to the dish. Usherwood homered and singled. So he is 2 for 2. Here again, the Rams conceding a run. And there's a line drive, and that's going to be a base hit. That's going to score 1. There's a throw, and they are going to trap the runner off the base, and now they're going to get in a rundown, but unfortunately, Luscombe dropped the ball. Unfortunately, from a Ram standpoint, here again, you'll excuse me, lifetime of broadcasting Portales baseball. So, at any rate, Usherwood gets the base hit. 2-run score on that. And that's going to bring up Whitmire. Whitmire is 2 for 2 on the day. Whitmire doubled, and he singled. There's a ball that's going to be hit in the air. That's drifting, and that's going to be out of play. 14-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. Definitely looks like a football score. Portales used to play Artesia in football when they were part of the same class. There's a ball that's going to be hit the opposite way. Yeah, that was always a thrill for the Portales kids to go down to Artesia and play in the Bulldog Bowl. There are a lot of D2 colleges in America that don't have a football stadium as nice as Artesia does. I know, because I've been to a lot of D2 football stadiums. There's a throw over to first base, back in safely is the runner Usherwood. Artesia stole a bunch of bases in the first couple of innings. I don't think they're probably going to run much with a 14-0 lead. Novak not convinced of that fact as he throws over to first base. 16-0, top of 3. There's a ball that's going to be hit. That could be a double play. Unfortunately, the shortstop is going to make an error. And here again, unfortunately, from a Portales standpoint. So that is going to, instead of being a double play, that actually is an error that puts runners at the corners.
Next up, number 1, Diego Morales.
Now, if this game was close, obviously in this situation, the runner would steal on the very first pitch, and he forced the Rams to make a decision how to defend the first and third steal situation. Not sure that they will do that as Morales comes to the plate. Well, Novak is thinking along with me like, well, there's a chance that they might steal, and so he's going to step off and look, and the runner does go, and there's a pitch, and that's going to be inside, and the Rams just concede the base. So 2 guys in scoring position, and you might be thinking, well, why steal in that situation when you got a 14-run lead? Well, you want your kids to get used to playing baseball a certain way and to recognize that in that situation it's going to be a steal. Fastball is up and in, and Morales ahead in the count. Morales struck out looking his first time and then singled his second time, so he's 1 for 2. Novak from the stretch. There's a fastball that's going to tail up, and that is going to result in a 3-0 count. And Morales 1 pitch away from getting on base the easy way. Novak is going the whole way for Portales. There's a pitch that's going to get away, and that is going to score a run. And so Morales does draw the walk and score another run, make it 15-0. And put runners at the corner once again. So Morales probably running on this. Charlie Campbell coming up. Campbell singled his first time and hit a sacrifice fly his second time. So he is 1 for 1. Waiting for the pitch. And that is going to be a balk. Once you come set as a pitcher, you cannot break your hands. In other words, take the ball hand out of the glove hand without first stepping off the rubber. So, 16-0. There's a tailing fastball for a strike. Campbell, the left fielder for the Bulldogs, holds the bat up at his right ear level. There's a pitch that's going to be in the dirt. Good stop by the Ram catcher. And the Rams playing with a lot of sophomores. Don't have the classification for the Bulldogs. I thought I had printed out that sheet. I had not. There's a ball that's going to be hit out in the left field, and they're just going to stop the runner at third base. So a solid single for Campbell. Runners at first and third again, and Beauregard coming up. Beauregard reached on an error and singled, so he's 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Beauregard, the second baseman, shares the last name with a Civil War general, and he is going to lay down a suicide bunt. A suicide bunt is when the runner on third base breaks on the pitch, and the batter has to get the ball down on the ground. If he does not, then the runner on third just runs into a tag play at the plate. Yes, the Civil War general was Pierre Gustave Toutant Beauregard. He was the guy that actually ordered the Confederate artillery to fire on the American flag at Fort Sumter back in April of 1861. Just a couple of days ago, we marked the anniversary. It was April 12th when the Confederates shot at the American flag. And we were going to lay down a sacrifice. See, I got it right. I said we were going to lay down a sacrifice, but the ball went all the way to the backstop. The runner on third base decided he couldn't score. It didn't go far enough away. But the runner on first base, Campbell, did go to second base. So 2 runners in scoring position, nobody out, 17-0. And there's a line drive that is probably going to drop. It is going to drop, and that is going to score a couple runs. There's going to be a play at second base and end safely with the double. So, runners at second and third, and that's going to bring up the top of the order at Galindo. Galindo, a perfect 3 for 3 on the day. And we're only in the third inning. He's batting for his 4th time, and he's going to hit a line drive right at the shortstop. And that is going to be the first out of the inning. So Galindo hit the ball right on the nose, but right at Duran. And that is going to bring up the 9th batter of the inning, Fuentes. Fuentes walked and struck out and tripled. So he is 1 for 2. There's a slider, and that's in there for a strike. Fuentes, right-handed batter. Bats with a slightly open stance. Left foot a little bit further away from home plate than his back foot. And there's a pitch that's going to be low. $17-0 if you're just joining us. The Bulldogs scored early and scored often. There's a pitch, and that's going to be on the inside part of the plate for a strike. And the count evens up at 2 apiece. If the Bulldogs get 1 more run, then they will have achieved a little bit of numerology. There's going to be a ball that's going to be hit into the outfield. That is going to be a base hit. Yep, Bulldogs putting some runs across the plate. And they have officially batted around in this inning. Unbyard is coming up for the 4th time today. We got a conference on the mound talking to Novak, and I think we may have a pitching change here. We do, and so with the pitching change, let's send it back to the station for 60 seconds. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
The Eastern New Mexico University System is proud to present One Eastern Day, sponsored by J.P. Stone Community Bank, on Thursday, May 1st from 4 to 9 p.m. on the campus of Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell. Come join ENMU for a family fun night featuring food trucks, inflatables, info booths, and live music by Roswell's own Grupo Maldad from 7 to 9 p.m. Bring out the whole family May 1st to ENMU Roswell and join us for One Eastern Day. Visit roswell.enmu.edu for more information. Eastern New Mexico University. student success. That's what we're about.
Mustang lovers, mark your calendars. Thursday, April 17th is National Mustang Day, and Artesia Ford Sales is the place to be. Bring your Mustang, classic or modern, and show it off alongside fellow enthusiasts. Join us for a day of horsepower, history, and fun at Artesia Ford. Snap photos, swap stories, and celebrate the legend of the Mustang with us. Cruise in, show off, and let's make Mustang Day unforgettable. Artesia Ford Sales, where the Mustang spirit lives on.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. I'm Doc Elder, broadcasting live from Portales Ram baseball field, where the Bulldogs have blown this game open. I could be wrong, and I have been wrong before. I think the score right now is 18-0. I could be wrong. But I know that the Bulldogs have scored a lot of runs, so it's either 19-0 or 18-0. And the new pitcher is a sophomore by the name of Truett Price. Price and Novak switch places. Price comes in from second base. Novak goes to second base. And Byers the batter. And that pitch is going to be behind Byers. Truett wasn't throwing at Byers. He just hasn't demonstrated a mastery of the strike zone yet. There's the pitch, and that is going to be swung on and missed by Byers. Artesia scored 6 in the top of the first, 6 in the top of the second, and either 6 or 7 here. And there's a slider that's in there for a strike. And the count evens up 2 apiece. Byers singled, hit a home run, and singled. There's a ball that's going to be hit in the air. Catcher is going to go back, but it is going to bounce into the stands. And so the count remains 2 apiece. Pretty fair number of people from Artesia made the drive up to watch this game. And why not? Artesia's pretty good. Price looks in for the sign. There's a ball that's going to be popped up, and that is going to be out of play. Bounces in the stands. And so the count remains the same. Playing Byers to pull, playing him deep as the wind continues to blow in from right field. There's a pitch, and that is going to be just low. Catcher for the Rams tried to frame the pitch, as the expression goes, hold it for the umpire to consider, but the umpire already decided that was a ball. So full count. That ball is going to be hit down the right field line, and I think that's probably going to be foul. Well, I've got some activity in the Portales Ram bullpen. A couple of guys just up and doing a little soft toss. Byers, starting pitcher, been pretty good at the plate, pretty good on the mound. That ball is going to be hit, and that is potentially a home run, and it's not just potentially a home run. That would be a 3-run home run for Byers. I watched the center fielder, and he was kind of trotting in that direction. And then I looked at the left fielder. He wasn't even moving, so either he didn't see the ball or he knew. There's no sense in my wasting my time. So Byers with his second big fly of the day. And I think that might be a pinch hitter. This might be Huffman coming up to bat. Yep. Umpire indicating that.
Number 10, Huffman.
Let's see if we can find this kid's first name. If only I had a smart handheld device up here that I could look up such information on. There's a pitch that's going to be hit the opposite way, but it is going to drift out of play. So let's see. Type in Artesia NM High School. I'm a one-finger typist, so it takes me longer to do things. I've actually written books, and I typed them all one finger at a time. There was a swing and a miss by Hoffman. All right, so now we can pull it up, and we can find that Mr. Huffman's name is Aiden Huffman, and he's going to look at a pitch up and out of the zone. Aiden is a senior on the Bulldog squad. He's pinch hitting for Pacheco. See if he remains in the game to play for us. There's a ball that's going to be hit in the air. Shortstop, drifting, and the ball bounces right off his glove. So Huffman reaches on the air. He's just going to stay at first base. And that is going to bring up Usherwood, the catcher.
Up next, number 7, Grant Usherwood.
Usherwood had the same line as Byers going into this inning, 2 singles and a home run. Usherwood into the batter's box. There's a fastball that's going to be fouled at the plate. Yep, the Rams, unfortunately, from their standpoint, have committed a few more errors than you can commit against a really good team like Artesia. There's a ball that's going to be hit in the air, drifting, and that is going to be out of play. For the Rams, Price gets a new ball. 0-2 count for Usherwood. Playing him to pull, playing him deep. There's a pitch that's going to go all the way to the screen, and Huffman decides, I won't run down to second base. Usherwood has a little conversation with the umpire. Takes a practice swing. He's back into the box. From the stretch. And a swing and a miss. And Troy Price has his first strikeout of the day. And that is going to bring up Jet Whitmire. Whitmire reached on an error, singled, and doubled. So he's 2 for 3. There's a ball that's going to be chopped. That's going to be a tough play for Luscombe. Luscombe picks and throws, and not in time. So an infield hit. Luscombe couldn't have done any more on that than he did. So runners at first and second, and that is going to bring up Morales. No, it's going to bring up a pinch hitter. Let us pull this up. And we are going to see that this is Elijah Carrasco. He's a sophomore. He's a left-handed batter. There's a ball that's going to be hit the opposite way. That's going to be out of play. Yeah, so we can actually tell you what class these guys are in. Galindo is a senior. Whitmire a junior. Byers a junior. Campbell a junior. There's going to be a foul tip at the plate. Beauregard a senior. And Fuentes a junior, and Morales was a junior. So they're going to lose some seniors, but they got a lot of kids coming back. 1-2 count. There's a fastball that's going to miss upstairs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, so it's either 22-0 or 21-0. It's just a lot. A lot, and not very many. And there's a swing and a miss, and that is going to be strike 3. So, with the Bulldogs leading by either 21-0 or 22-0, let's send it back for a 60. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
There really is no one quite like you, and no one quite like the ones you love. At Turpening & Son Mortuary, they take pride in providing families with the best service possible. The phrase, "we make it personal," is not just a tagline. It's the way they conduct themselves every day as they honor the ones you love in their own unique and special way. Located at 611 West Grand in Artesia. Visit artesiafunerals.com to learn more. Turpening & Son Mortuary, proudly serving our community and your family since 1954.
Picture this. You're behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor. You're effortlessly breaking ground, moving piles of rocks just by moving a lever, and enjoying the sun as you clear brush across your pasture. We could keep trying to put you in the moment, but to really understand what this feels like, you just have to get in the seat.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. My name is Doc Hilder. I am broadcasting live from Portales Ram Baseball Field. I just heard a little while ago in the background a commercial for Eastern New Mexico University Day that we're going to host on the campus of ENMU Roswell, and I would certainly encourage any prospective college students in the listening audience, check it out, see what Eastern has to offer. Of course, the fact that I am a professor at Eastern New Mexico University had nothing to do with the fact that I'm giving that unsolicited testimonial. No, it had everything to do with it. All right, for the Portales Rams that are going to send Jacoby Bamford to the plate. And now I really feel old because Jacoby Bamford's dad was John Bamford, who is a high school teammate of my son Cam's at Portales High School. And now Johnny Bamford, who is an underclassman, is old enough to have a child who's playing baseball for Portales. So, yeah, I've been here a long time, and I'm old. And Bamford is yet another left-handed batter. So the Rams, 4 of the 9 guys in their starting lineup are left-handed hitters. Very rare in high school baseball. College level, you see it. Bamford's going to look at a pitch on the corner for a strike. To give you an example, the Eastern New Mexico University Greyhounds, who right now are sitting tied for 5th place in the Lone Star Conference, have 4 left-handed batters. Bamford's going to foul and backing out of play. He's one of the few Rams that has actually put the bat on the ball against Mr. Byers, who has been dominant, to say the least. There's a fastball that's going to be low. So let's take a look. Yeah. For the Rams, Tejas is the only guy who put the ball in play. Tejas got a hit. Every out has been by strikeout. And speaking of, there is a swing and a miss for Bamford. And that is going to bring up Salgado for a second time today.
Next up for the Rams, number 8, Tommy Salgado.
Tommy Salgado, a sophomore for Portales, left-handed batter. Very upright batting stance. And he's going to look at a pitch down low. And Bulldogs are going to start out district play 1-0. The Rams will start out 0-1. And there's a fastball that's going to miss inside. Salgado hoping to become the second Ram base runner, third base runner. Luscombe drew a walk. There's a fastball that's in there for a strike. You can hear the ball smack into the catcher's mitt all the way up here in the press box, so Byers has got pretty good pop on his fastball. There's a fastball, and that's going to miss inside. Salgado back into the box. And he swings through a pitch for a strike, and the count has run full. Byers going from the stretch, which he's done all game long. Check swing, and that is going to be a strike. I think that was actually a foul tip. Either that or the umpire was of the opinion that he had just gone too far. So Tejas, the only Ram to get a base hit off Byers, up for a second time. Tejas 1 for 1. Byers sad. There's a fastball that's in there for a strike. Tejas' dad used to be the head baseball coach at Portales. And as I said, one of my former students back in the day. There's a break and pitch and a beauty. And Tejas down to his final strike. Waiting in the wings, Gutierrez. There's the 0-2 pitch. That is a line drive out to right field. Right fielder drifts over, hauls it in. And that, I think, okay, so much I know. I thought that was the ball game, but apparently not the case. Maybe it is the 10-run rule after 5 innings. Maybe you have to go 5 innings. So, yeah, so much I know. I'll just keep it live here. My board op and I were talking about the fact that we thought that there was a 15-run rule after 3, but not the case. So everybody's out there and for the Rams, throwing the ball around. And we will go into a top of the 4th inning, with the score being either 22-0 or 21-0. But yeah, I tell you what a dominant performance so far for Jeff Byers. The only guy that he did not strike out, that he retired, was Tejas, who just flew out to right field. So for the Bulldogs, they will send up their 8-9-1 hitters. If this is true to form, they're going to send up Campbell, their left fielder. Campbell singled, hit a sacrifice fly, and singled, so he is officially 2 for 2. And Price on the mound for another inning of work. Well, I learned something new. Okay. Yep. It is going to be Campbell coming up. Price in relief of Ryan Novak for Portales. There's a ball that's going to be hit on the infield, and it is going to be caught by the Rams shortstop. Salgado hauled it in for the first out, so 1 pitch, 1 out. It's going to bring up Beauregard. Number 6 is coming up to bat. It's a pinch hitter. So let us see. That is going to be Derek Warren. Warren is a junior.
Number 6, Derek Warren.
And at the lineup, there's a breaking pitch. It's going to be hit to the shortstop. Shortstop's going to plant, throws over to first base. And that is going to draw the first baseman. That was a tough break for Salgado. Salgado had his cleats just kind of give way on the all-dirt infield. And so when he tried to plant and throw, he didn't get as accurate a throw. He's got a strong arm, but didn't get him.
Number 24.
This is a young man coming up to bat. Dustin Pacheco, and he's going to hit a chopper to the first baseman, who's going to throw to second base for 1. So Pacheco hits into a force play. And that is going to bring up Jess Fuentes. Fuentes walked, struck out, tripled, and singled. And he is going to hit one the opposite way. I think that's going to be out of play. So 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Artesia up by a score of 22 to nothing or 21 to nothing. There's a sweeping slider that's going to be in there. Sapp throw it down to first base and the runner back in safely. So an 0-2 count on Fuentes. Breaking pitch, that's going to be hit into left field. So a solid base hit for Fuentes. And that is going to bring up Jet Byers. How has your day been in the listening audience? Have you had a good day? You probably have not had as good a day as Jet Byers has had. Jet Byers has struck out 8 Rams, has singled twice, and has homered twice. That's a good day. And he is going to pop one up. He actually might get retired. And the ball is going to hit in fair territory. Now, if Nick Schiffner, the head coach of the Rams, wanted to complain, it might have been obstruction because Byers was going down the line and the Ram first baseman was coming in. But this is going to, there's no argument from Schiffner, so either that was okay or he's just not going to argue. Aiden Huffman coming up for a second time today. So the base is loaded with Bulldogs, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning, and Byers gets credit for an infield hit because nobody put a glove on the ball. There's going to be a little number. That's going to be probably an infield hit as Luscombe cannot pick it up. Throws over to first base, and they get him anyway. Huffman, I think, thought it was going to go foul because all of a sudden I looked up and Huffman was not down the line. Or maybe he just had been told by the coach, hey, don't run it out hard and let's just get this game over. So I'm not going to dog Huffman. But with Artesia leading by a bunch, let's set it back for a 60. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Artesia High School Bulldog Sports is made possible thanks to Buckhorn Production, LLC. Founded in 2021, Buckhorn Production, LLC operates over 200 wells in the Permian Basin. Like the Artesia Bulldogs, Buckhorn Production, LLC strives for excellence in all of our operations. We encourage all of our administrators. Buckhorn Production, LLC, proud to support the Artesia Bulldogs. Administrators, Buckhorn Production, LLC, proud to support the Artesia Bulldogs.
H&R Block of Artesia is proud to be a member of the community and a sponsor of Artesia Bulldog Sports. At H&R Block, tax time is all the time. They offer year-round assistance for personal or business needs. From simple tax questions to bookkeeping, payroll services, and more. You can trust the team at H&R Block to be there when you need them most. Stop by 502 West Texas Suite A in Artesia or call 746-3456 to schedule an appointment. H&R Block, proud to support Bulldog Sports. Se habla español.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. I'm Doc Elder, broadcasting live from Portales Ram baseball field. It is the bottom of the fourth inning, and Artesia is up by a few. And it will be for the Portales Rams. We're thinking it's either 22 or 23. But for the Rams, Gudillo is coming up for a second time today. Fires to the plate. That's a fastball for a strike.
Number 6, Angel Gutierrez.
Angel Gutierrez, a sophomore, left-handed batter. And there's a ball that's going to be fouled straight back into the screen. Looking in for the sign is Byers. Here's the 0-2 offering. And that's going to be down low. And Portales will lose some seniors, but got some kids coming back, and hopefully they'll get a healthy Carson Pfaffenberger next year. There's a fastball that's going to miss outside. Gutierrez thought about chasing it, but he held the barrel of the bat back. So the count is 2 apiece. 22-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. There's a fastball that's going to miss high. One of the few full counts that Byers has faced this evening. From the stretch, fastball swung on and missed. So Gutierrez retired for out number 1. 9 strikeouts for Byers. And that's going to bring up Alex Luscombe, a senior third baseman. Luscombe walked his first time, so he is officially 0 for 0. Byers pitches from the stretch, even with nobody on base. There's a slider and a beauty for a called strike. Byers hasn't had to throw that pitch very often. His fastball is electric enough that he can just throw it by the Rams. There's a breaking pitch that fooled Luscombe. Had kind of a half swing. Okay, if I'm Luscombe, I'm going to look for an inside fastball. I don't think he's going to throw another breaking pitch. Threw the fastball. Yep, I knew exactly what he was going to do. So after 2 sliders, you throw a fastball. So 2 up and 2 down, and that's going to bring up Duran.
For the Rams, number 23, Adam Duran.
Adam Duran is the shortstop for the Rams. That's the slightly open stance. He's going to swing through a pitch. Duran struck out his first time. Rams wearing primarily red cleats. There is a check swing, and that's in there for a strike. Byers looking to strike out the side for a third time today. And there is a called strike 3. So for the Rams, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base after 4 complete. The score is 22-0. Let's set it back for a 60. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Wilbanks LLC and Wilbanks Trucking Services LLC has over 37 years of experience, from 1987 to 2025, in the Permian Basin oil and gas industry. Wilbanks recently divested out of the rig moving operations to focus exclusively on providing crane services to support the growing demand in the basin. Wilbanks continues to provide quality, expert, and performance-based services to a multitude of customers, with a fleet ranging from 60-ton to 350-ton cranes and locations in Hobbs, Artesia, and Odessa, Texas. We hope that you will consider our team for projects ranging from plant builds, compressor sets, to general site build. Please call us at 575-746-6318 to find out what we can do for you. Wilbanks LLC, your regional expert in the crane world.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. Doc Elder broadcasting live from Portales Ram Baseball Field, where Artesia is heading into the top of the 5th inning with a pretty significant lead. I think you'd have to say 22-0 right now. We have determined that in baseball, it is 10 runs after 5. So unless the Rams can score 13, unless they hold the Bulldogs scoreless and score 13 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, we're probably heading home after this complete inning. Price is going to hit the first batter. Obviously wasn't trying to hit Usherwood. There's no point in doing that. He just doesn't have the mastery of the strike zone. So that is going to bring up number 16 for them. This is Whitmire. Whitmire doubled, singled, reached on an error, and singled. And they're going to put in, I think, a pinch runner. Price from the stretch. There's a fastball in there for a called strike. Didn't quite catch the number of the kid that came in as a pinch runner. Whitmire bats with an open stance. Runner gets his lead away from first. There's a pitch that's going to drift inside. And the count evens up at 1 apiece. We got activity in the Bulldog bullpen. Right-hander up and throwing. There's a breaking ball that's going to be chopped up the middle. We're going to go over to second for 1. So if you're scoring along with us at home, that is 4-6. And that is going to bring up Carrasco. And we figured out, okay, Carrasco is Elijah Carrasco. He's got a pitch, looking to pitch down low. 22-0 if you're just joining us, and it's been that kind of game. The Bulldogs jumped out in front by a score of 6-0, then 12-0. There's a line drive down the right field line. That's fair. That is going to be just a long single. Yeah, Carrasco turned on that pitch and smacked it down the right field line. So that is going to be a pinch hitter for the Bulldogs. And we're going to find that this is number 14, Isaac Cazares. Cazares, big kid. And he's going to look at a fastball for a strike.
Bulldog number 14, Isaac Cazares.
He is a senior, listed at 6'1". They don't list the height for a lot of their players, but this guy does have height in there. He's going to swing right through a pitch. Get a lot of cheers from his teammates. He obviously does not come up to bat very often. And there's a pitch down low. Wind continues to blow here in Portales, New Mexico. The wind has been blowing from right field the whole day. There's a pitch, and that's going to be low. So 2-2 count. One out here. Top of 5. There's a line drive, and that is a base hit. Yep, everybody gives him a round of applause in the Artesia dugout and the Artesia crowd. So bases loaded, one out, and Artesia is not rubbing it in on Portales. They're just going one base at a time. So that's going to bring up Derek Warren. Warren's going to go the opposite way and fouls it out of play. $22-0 here, top of 5. Bulldogs looking to start out district play. That ball is going to be hit in the air. I think that's probably going to drift out of play. It is. Luscombe chased that till he ran out of room. Yep, the wind, if anything, blowing even harder now than it was blowing an hour ago, which I wouldn't have believed possible. There's a slider, and that's going to miss outside. And I like this umpire. A lot of umpires in a blowout game expand the strike zone, but he's saying, no, if it was a strike in the first inning, it's a strike now. There's a line drive, and that's going to be a base hit down the line. That is going to they're just going to go. I mean, the kid could have had a bases clearing double, but they just stopped everybody short. Let another run for the Bulldogs. And I think that's probably it for Mr. Price. Yep. We're thinking that is going to be it. So let's send it back to the station after the pitching change for a 60. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Out on the road, there's just one place when you walk on in, you see a friendly face. It's Big O. Big O Tires.
Now through April 27th, get $50 to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Bridgestone, Firestone, Pirelli, or Hankook brand tires with installation purchase. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
RE/MAX Axiom, located in the heart of downtown Artesia at 402 West Main, Suite D and E, is staffed with certified, full-service professional brokers. Whether you're buying or selling a home, the professionals at RE/MAX Axiom will lead you through every step of the process. Visit their website, remaxnmaxiom.com, or call 575-255-0111 to speak with a licensed broker. RE/MAX, voted the most trusted name in real estate, and RE/MAX Axiom are proud supporters of our community and all Bulldog activities. We have a big name, but a small town feel. We rise by lifting others.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. My name is Doc Elder. I am broadcasting live from the Portales Ram baseball field where the Bulldogs have blown this game open. 23-0, the final score if Artesia doesn't score another run. But Artesia does have the bases loaded and only one out. And for the Rams, they have brought in Rigoberto Olguin. Rigoberto is a senior. He's a right-handed pitcher. He's one of my former students. As I pointed out earlier on the broadcast, I am a professor at Eastern New Mexico University and through the dual enrollment program. I've had a chance to teach a few of these individuals. I was going to bring up Pacheco for the Artesia Bulldogs. And he's going to smack a line drive, but that is going to be foul. Yep, the Rams have one hit on the day. Jet Byers has been dominant for the Bulldogs and has been not too shabby at the plate. 5 for 5 for him, 3 singles and 2 home runs. Olguin to the plate. That's going to, I believe, hit the batter. It did. So that's going to push a run across the plate. Makes it 24-0. And that is going to bring up Fuentes. Fuentes has played the whole game. Coach Justin Bickle has made liberal use of his bench, but leaving a few key players in there. Olguin gets the ball from his catcher. Olguin is set. There's a pitch that's going to sail outside. I appreciate a guy like Byers who has command of the strike zone. He's only walked one batter. There's a pitch, and that is going to get away from the catcher. But nobody's moving. And it is a 3-0 count. Fuentes looks down at Coach Bickle. It's like, what do you want me to do? You want me to start swinging at pitches? You don't want your kids to get into bad habits. You want them to keep their strike zone sensibilities. And those pitch is going to be hit right off Olguin. Olguin is going to throw over to third base, but are they going to say he was out? Yes, they are going to say, and they're going to go out to check on Olguin to see if he's okay. That ball went right off his leg. But Olguin kept his wits about him, hopped off the mound, and made a throw over to third base. And everybody gives him a nice round of applause. Yeah, so Fuentes smacked that ball. Now they're going to let Olguin throw a pitch just to see if he's okay. He says, yeah, I'm fine. And that is going to bring the aforementioned Jet Byers to the plate.
Bulldogs number 12, Jack Byers.
Byers singled, homered, singled, homered, and singled. Looks the pitch down low. Olguin from the stretch. There's a pitch down low. So 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. 25-0 your score right now. There's a pitch, and they're going to say that was a strike. It's going to go all the way back to the screen. Lights on here at Portales Field. When I came to Portales, the lights were kind of substandard, but we got an upgrade. There's a ball that's going to be hit to the shortstop, and he's going to flip over to second base. And that's all she wrote for Artesia. So with a score 25-0, let's send it back to the station for a 60. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Sometimes that dog barking is an Artesia Bulldog preparing for victory. Most of the time, however, it's probably just the family pet asking for attention. Artesia Animal Clinic provides a full range of services for just about any size pet or animal. Our new clinic has been expanded to provide better quality of care, including an in-house laboratory, radiology, surgery, herd health, and more. So the next time your pet looks like they could use some extra care, come by Artesia Animal Clinic in our newly remodeled and expanded facility at 110 West Mahone Drive. Smile Expressions in Artesia encourages you to treat your teeth to a spring cleaning. You'll have healthier teeth and gums, fresher breath, and brighter teeth. Plus, you'll be reducing risk for dental problems and improving your overall health. To schedule your dental spring cleaning, call Smile Expressions 575-746-1900 or request an appointment from our website, artesiadentist.com. Quality dental care, hometown comfort. That's Smile Expressions in Artesia.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. My name is Doc Elder. I am broadcasting live from the Portales Ram baseball field where the Bulldogs are looking to close out the Portales Rams here by the 10-run rule in the bottom of the fifth inning. Byers has been dominant for the Bulldogs, to say the least. Struck out the side in the first inning, struck out the side in the second inning. Third inning, got 2 strikeouts, and in the fourth inning, struck out the side. So, because I can do mathematics on the fly, I can tell you he's got 11 strikeouts right now. And for the Rams, it's going to bring up Parrish and Novak. Caden Parrish, a senior, left-handed batter. There's a swing and a miss. Byers looks in for the sign, lanky right-hander to the plate, and that ball is actually going to be hit in the air. That's going to be a tough play. That's going to be over the head of the pitcher. And I correct myself, that is not Byers in there. I should have recognized by the fact that Byers did not go from the windup. This guy did. I think it is Campbell that came in. I think Kelly is absolutely right. So the Rams have their second base hit of the day. There's the ball, and that's going to be swung on and missed. There's Morgan Novak. He was the starting pitcher for the Rams. Gave way to Price, who gave way to Rigoberto Olguin. There's a fastball, that's going to miss. The wind is kind of shifting here. It's almost like blowing in from center field. There's a swing and a miss. Yeah, Parrish crushed that one. It just kept drifting, and next thing you know, it was out by the fence in left center field. There's a fastball, and that is going to be called strike 3. So Novak retired on strikes, and that is going to bring up Truett Price. Price struck out his first time, right-handed batter. Very even batting stance. There's a snap throw back to second base, and the runner back in safely. Bulldogs scored a bunch of runs in the first inning, a bunch of runs in the second inning. And there's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. Got to lick the runner back, throws over to first base, and they are going to say that they got the runner. First baseman had to do a little dance step over there to find the base with his foot. And in the opinion of the umpire, he did. So Price hit the ball right on the nose, but right at the third baseman. So, last hope for the Rams is Jacoby Bamforth. Bamforth struck out his first time, left-handed batter. And he is going to foul tip one at the plate. Jacoby, only a freshman. So the Rams started 4 sophomores and a freshman. And he's going to foul one directly over a press box, so he is down to his final strike in this at-bat. Campbell, 1 pitch away from closing it out for the Bulldogs. And there's a fastball that's going to miss high. 1-2 count. Campbell looks in for the sign. And there's a line drive up the middle that is going to not score the runner. And they were going to, I think, just be content to cut the throw off. And Bamford alertly went to second base. So the Rams have runners at second and third, and the top of the order coming up, Tommy Salgado. Salgado struck out his first time, struck out his second time. If he can get a hit, the Rams will break the shutout. There's a fastball, and that's going to be just high. So Campbell has a good fastball, but the Rams have been able to catch up to him. They were not able to catch up all day long to Byers. There's a fastball that's going to get away, and that will probably score the run, and it does. And the Rams avoid the shutout as Parrish scores on the wild pitch. So it's 25-1 right now. Salgado can pick up an RBI if he gets a base hit here. Fastball that's going to be up, and he's way ahead in the count. Waiting in the wings, Tejas. Campbell to the plate, and they are going to throw, and they pick the runner off third base, and that is the end of the ball game. Your final score, the Bulldogs 25 and the Portales Rams 1. We'll send it back to the station for 3 minutes of commercials, and then we'll come back with some commentary. You are listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVP-TV.com.
Attention sports fans! Come explore Carlsbad Ford's huge inventory. From sleek sedans to rugged trucks, Carlsbad Ford has a huge variety of vehicles to fit your lifestyle. The best cars, the best trucks. Come find out why Carlsbad Ford is the best in southeastern New Mexico. Oh, yeah! At Carlsbad Ford Lincoln, their team is dedicated to helping you find the perfect vehicle with the best offers available. Carlsbad Ford, 2802 West Pierce, a proud supporter of high school sports.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
When was the last time a bank asked you about your needs or your goals? When you're a member of Artesia Credit Union, you get to use your money for something more important than fees and finance charges. You get to use your money for you. Membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Become a member of Artesia Credit Union today and see what your partners can do for you. North 5th Street in Artesia or online at artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA.
It's Chevy Truck Month at Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia. Right now, receive 2.9% APR for 72 months on select 2025 Silverado 1500 models. Our new vehicle specialists are here to assist you throughout the entire hassle-free buying experience. We have a great selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs to choose from and look forward to seeing you here on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia or at GuyChevy.com.
Offer ends April 30th, 2025. APR for well-qualified buyers on approved credit. Visit GuyChevy.com. Mac Energy Company is working to develop today's energy with tomorrow's technology. Technological advances in recent years have presented new possibilities for exploration. We strive to utilize these advances and stay abreast of innovative technology to ensure that our company is a forerunner in the quest for energy for many years to come. But more importantly, Mac Energy Corporation is committed to being an advocate of the communities around us. We invest in community initiatives that focus on youth, education, and innovative projects that address local issues. To learn more about Mac Energy, our affiliates, and our commitment to our youth and communities, visit us at mec.com.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Bulldog Baseball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. My name is Doc Elder. I am broadcasting live from the Portales Ram baseball field where the Bulldogs just got off to a 1-0 start in district play with a convincing 25-1 victory over the Portales Rams. For Artesia, the story of the day clearly had to be Jack Byers. Byers dominated on the mound. Byers 11 strikeouts in only 4 innings of work. Only gave up 1 base hit. That was to Tejas. Only 1 walk. That was to Alex Luscombe. The only guy that wasn't retired by a strikeout against Byers was Tejas. Tejas flew out and singled. So the senior, the only guy that could catch up to the speed of Jack Byers. And then Byers at the plate, singled, homered, singled, homered, singled. So, yeah, pretty good day for that young man. And then Charlie Campbell came in the 5th inning, gave up a couple of hits and a run scored on a wild pitch. So that was how the Rams got their 1 run. Yeah, too many heroes. I mean, I'd be here until 10 o'clock tonight if I went through and praised every individual for the Bulldogs who had a good day at the plate. They all had a good day at the plate. Every Bulldog that started got at least 1 hit off of the 3 Portales Ram pitchers. So Artesia scored early, they scored often, and just a dominant performance. I have no idea how Roswell Goddard is in baseball. I have no idea how good Lovington is in baseball. All I can tell you is that if Artesia is not the best team in the district, it's like this is the strongest district in the state of New Mexico, because I just can't imagine anybody being anywhere close to as good as Artesia is. They've got the dominant starting pitcher. They had a really good relief. I mean, Campbell pitched well. The Rams just got a couple of hits off him, but threw hard and threw strikes. And then the Bulldogs pulled a good defensive play to end the game, picking a runner off third base for the final out of the contest. Well, it has been a pleasure for me to broadcast Artesia Bulldog baseball. As I pointed out, when I came to Portales, Artesia was really, really good in baseball. They're obviously really, really good in baseball now. And I would look for Artesia to have a better than average chance of winning a state championship in Class 4A baseball. For the Rams, yeah, they had 4 seniors who were all good ball players. Their better years are ahead of them, as Carson Pfaffenberger, their best pitcher, will hopefully be healthy next year for the Rams, and 5 of their 9 starters were either sophomores or freshmen today. So that is going to wrap it up. I would like to thank my 2 board ops. I actually had 2 guys down there running the board for me. So, once again, from Portales Ram Field, as the Bulldogs win by a score of 25-1, this is Doc Elder saying, so long.
Paul tells us in 2 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 17, "Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And we all, with unveiled face, beholding the glory of the Lord, are being transformed into the same image, from one degree of glory to another." See, transformation isn't in the big moment. It's in the daily return. I read on Substack this week where an author said this: every time you pray, you're training your brain to trust. Every time you worship, you're rewiring your heart toward joy. And every time you return to Scripture, you're forming a faith that endures. You know, that's really what Paul is telling us in 2 Corinthians chapter 3. And it's that transformation. Are we really allowing the Spirit to transform us? As the Spirit lives in us, is that what we're allowing? If you're not, come visit us at the Hermosa Church of Christ.
Looking for professional window tinting services? Look no further than Reliable Tint in Artesia. Located at 1502 South 1st Street, they specialize in auto and residential window tinting, as well as glass replacement for windshields, side and rear glass. But that's not all. They now offer advanced technology, rock chip, and crack repair, ensuring your vehicle stays in top shape. Open Monday through Saturday, Reliable Tint is here for all of your tinting and glass needs. Call them today, 575-616-9163. Reliable Tint in Artesia, where quality meets reliability.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925, we have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency.
Some wounds need expert care to heal properly. At Artesia General Hospital's Wound Care and Hyperbaric Medicine Center, we use advanced treatments like hyperbaric oxygen therapy to help chronic wounds heal faster. If you or a loved one has a wound that won't heal, call 575-736-8235 today and take the first step toward recovery.
Easter is such a great time to come together and celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Come join us at Faith Baptist Church, as on Friday at 6 p.m., we'll remember the price that was paid for our sin. And then Sunday morning, we have a very special Easter is such a great time to come together and celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Come join us at Faith Baptist Church, as on Friday at 6 p.m., we'll remember the price that was paid for our sin. And then Sunday morning, we have a very special service called The Cross, that we will also celebrate the resurrection of Jesus at 10:30 a.m. Come join us.
Hey Faith, we're here in the Sacramento Mountains getting some trees for our Easter service. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be having an experience we call the cross service. We're going to be going through the final days of Jesus' life, and then we're going to go through his death, burial, and resurrection. We want you to make plans to join us Sunday for the Easter service.
90 at 93.7 FM KSVP and online at ksvptv.com. Sports on KSVP AM and FM and at ksvptv.com is presented by Abo Empire, Amigo Machinery, Artesia Animal Clinic, Artesia Credit Union, Artesia Ford Sales, Artesia General Hospital, Artesia Historical Museum, Artesia Plumbing and Heating, Big O Tires of Carlsbad, Bob Reed Pest Control, Kane Electric Supply, Carlsbad Ford, City of Artesia Police Department, Central Valley Electric Cooperative, Beans Incorporated, Devon Energy, Eddy County DWI, Edge Safety, Eastern New Mexico University Portales and ENMU Roswell, Faith Baptist Church, Ben's Country Market, Forest Tire of Artesia and Carlsbad, Guy Chevrolet, H&R Block of Artesia, Hermosa Church of Christ, Hawker & Son, Incredible Printing, J&J Home Care, J.S. Ward, KC Light Tower, KFC, La Fonda, Lois Oliver Real Estate, Los Agaves Restaurant, Mac Energy, Maupin & Brown Dentistry, Nels Floral, Pecos Valley Equipment, Pressure Services, Smile Expressions, Spur Energy Production, Tate Branch of Artesia, Turpinning & Sons, Trustmark Roofing, Western Bank, and Wilbanks LLC. We now return you to your regular scheduled programming.
Capacity Magazine bans. What Florida does have, the latest school shooting in America.